All right, let's talk about that invisible force that's completely taken over how we find movies, music, pretty much everything online. We're going to pull back the curtain and dive into the secret science behind the AI recommendations that run our digital lives.
You know the feeling all too well, right? It's Friday night, you're ready to just kick back and relax, but you end up spending, 30 minutes just scrolling through an endless ocean of thumbnails? That feeling, that decision paralysis, it's a real thing. But it's also a problem that some of the most powerful AI on the planet has been built to solve. And it solves it on a scale that is just mind-boggling. Get this, on huge platforms like Netflix and YouTube, a staggering 80% of what we actually end up watching is because an algorithm suggested it to us. That's not some minor feature, you guys. That has become the absolute core of the modern entertainment experience. And what this has led to is something we can really call the recommendation revolution. We've totally shifted our behavior. We've gone from people who actively search for stuff to people who have content discovered for us. So how on earth did that happen? Well, you can think of AI as our own personal curator. In a world with, let's be honest, infinite choice, it's the intelligent filter we desperately need. It sifts through all those patterns, it learns our tastes, and it transforms this overwhelming catalog of stuff into a short, appealing, and totally personalized list of things it thinks we'll love. Okay, so this all sounds amazing in theory, but how does it actually work? I mean, how does a machine seem to know you so well, sometimes even better than your friends? Let's pop the hood and take a look at the engine that's powering this whole system. At its most basic level, it really boils down to two main ideas. First, you've got collaborative filtering. This is the whole people like you also liked this logic. The AI finds users who have a similar viewing history to you and suggests things they loved that you haven't seen yet. Then there's content-based filtering. This one looks at the actual content, the actors, the genre, the director, and recommends things that are just like what you've already watched and enjoyed. Now, most modern systems, they use a clever mix of both. But the real magic, the secret sauce, is something called deep learning. This is the next level. Deep learning can spot these incredibly complex, subtle patterns that go way, way beyond simple things like genre. It might notice that you tend to watch quiet, slow-paced documentaries on Tuesday nights, or that you have a thing for movies with a specific bluish color palette. We're talking about things you probably don't even consciously realize about your own tastes. And you cannot overstate how valuable getting this right is. I mean, think about this. Years ago, Netflix put out a public challenge, the Netflix Prize. They offered $1 million to any team that could improve their recommendation accuracy by just 10%. $1 million for a 10% boost. That tells you everything you need to know about how vital this tech is to their entire business. So we know it's a massive win for the platforms, no question. But who else is benefiting from this incredibly smart technology? Well, it turns out it can create this amazing positive cycle for pretty much everyone involved. Yeah, this system really does create awesome benefits on both sides of the screen. For us, the viewers, it just means less time scrolling and more time actually enjoying something. We get to discover these hidden gems that we would never have stumbled upon otherwise. And for creators, oh, it is an absolute game changer. An indie filmmaker can now find their exact niche audience anywhere in the world, something that was basically impossible just a decade or two ago. But, of course, there's a catch. There's always a catch, right? To give you this incredibly detailed personal experience, the AI needs data, and it needs a lot of it. And that brings us right to one of the biggest, most important conversations in technology today, that tricky balance between personalization and privacy. Now, the crucial thing to remember here is that we are not just passive passengers on this ride. The best platforms are giving us more and more control. You can do things like create separate profiles so your kids' cartoon habits don't mess up your movie night suggestions. You can even tell the algorithm, hey, ignore that thing I watched. Don't let it affect my recommendations. So it's this evolving balancing act, but more and more, the controls are being put right back into our hands. So if this is where we are right now, you gotta wonder, where is this all going? The future of AI-powered discovery is set to get even more woven into our daily lives, and it's going to evolve in some pretty fascinating ways. So first up, expect to see way more cross-platform intelligence. Just imagine an AI that knows your taste in music on Spotify, the videos you binge on YouTube, and the articles you read, and it combines all of that into one unified entertainment profile of you. Next up is contextual awareness. The AI might suggest an upbeat workout playlist because it sees you have a gym session in your calendar, or a cozy, relaxing movie because it knows it's a rainy Sunday afternoon. And finally, as things like virtual and augmented reality get better, AI is going to be suggesting entire immersive worlds and interactive stories, all tailored specifically to you. Which really leaves us with one final, kind of wild question. These systems are already finding patterns that we don't even see in ourselves. So as they get smarter and more aware of our context, you have to wonder, is a day coming when this AI will genuinely know our own tastes better than we do? It's definitely something to think about the next time you click play on something it suggests.